course, you can meet me, man. It's the best thing ever.
Can you
And there we see the people going. Pavel versus Maverick. And I'm not sure. This was the test match, I think. I'm not sure this was the match we are playing. Or is this actually already game one?
No,
That's
it is
also
definitely the
possible.
test match. Because, I mean, he just roped with Kazakas.
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah. So we're waiting a little bit. Yeah, we already see Maverick not having his headphone on yet, but they're preparing. Yeah, and there we go. The concede from Maverick. It's not 1-0 for Pavel now, but we're just going to start the game, and I'm really curious what they will start with. We play best of 5 last hero standing for the people who just tuned in, and yeah, it's really important, your starting deck, because you need some counters.
Indeed, yeah. It's important to win the first game, because then you can always pick your counter deck instead of your opponent having one up on it.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm also curious what the lineups are. We will see it anytime soon. They are preparing to battle a friend. I don't know. We will wait. We will wait.
Yeah. Well, we saw a Priest and a Warlock band, which of course the two best classes at the moment, I think.
Yeah, I started playing Warlock like 5 or 10 minutes ago in the area here downstairs, and I really like the deck. It's so fun when you play the weapon or where you get the cube on the demon recruit. So much fun. You get like so many big taunts, and then you go like the full Warlock board with the cooldown. It's a really nice deck to play, and it's really, really strong. We already saw a couple of sweeps with the deck earlier today and also yesterday. And now you see people even banning the deck because it's really strong, and people don't really have an answer for it right now, I think.
No, indeed. It's like one of those decks that's just really strong as aggro, because you can get like a Lackey on the board turn 5 and have the Void Lord, and that's so tough to get through for most aggro decks.
Yeah, true.
And we even saw some spell breakers tacked in, because it's so good against that Void Lord if you don't ban the Warlock.
Yeah, you really need the spell break for the Void Lord. If that Void Lord goes off and you can cool down it and stuff, it's so ridiculously strong. It's like 3-9 on its own, and then those 1-3 coming out. It's like 18 health, and also a lot of damage dealing to the opponent's minions as well. So it's really
a bit like
annoying to
Spreading
deal
Plague.
with. Yeah, it's really. I think it's even more annoying than Spreading Plague. Since Spreading Plague is just one, and this one is like you have to kill that one first. You get some new ones, and it also has some really good synergy with the weapon, with the recruit demon, with the cooldown. So while Spreading Plague is just gone, and then it's
yeah, you also can't really play around it besides the Spellbreaker, because if they have a Lackey on board, well, you can only silence it.
Exactly, yeah.
And not do much else about it. And here it looks like we're gonna jump into game 1.
Game 1, there we go. It's gonna be Priest versus Hunter, and yeah, Pavel brought Hunter. Pretty fun to see. It's like some kind of mid-range Hunter he's playing.
Yeah, looks like it. We have secrets though.
Yeah, Maverick already drawing the cooldown. I'm not even sure if you keep it against Hunter, because he knows what kind of Hunter Pavel is playing. It's a little bit of a mid-range Hunter, so I think you want some early game. No, Maverick thinks that Shadow Reaper Ender is just too good and keeps it in the starting hand here.
Yeah, it's even important in a match like against Hunter, because like you might kill Hyman with it, and then you can just ping all the minions afterwards. And of course, if you draw Raz before that, and you don't die, then it's almost a game over already.
There he goes. He goes for the Animal Companion. So kill command is gone for Pavel, so a little bit less damage. But he has the Barnes in hand, so you can actually go for like Barnes High Main, or like... Does he also play Ishar?
No, I think he might be running with Kafrina Whisperwind, the deck.
Yeah. Or the 4/7, the new card. That no, he's not playing that.
No, not with not with tracking.
No, exactly. No, we saw 6-0 playing it, but this Pavel guy. I'm really curious what he's going to pull from the Barnes. It's so important. But Maverick having a pretty good hand. This Psychic Scream into the Reaper Anon, or even in the Prophet Fel. And Prophet Fel can also be really useful to heal himself back up with the Spirit Lash later on in the game. But for now, the game is going pretty slow. Maverick's still on 30 HP against the Hunter, and that's the thing you actually want. Like, you want to have like that slow start from your opponent, because your late game is definitely going to be stronger than the Hunter's one.
I wouldn't say it's a really strong hand though from a Maverick. Like, it's super slow, and if Hunter just gets off.
What did you say? What did you say? There is the Ishars for Pavel.
So let's see if he pulls the Yashiraj or the High Main. I think
it's both pretty good, right?
Yeah, I think he can't clear both, right? Looking at he only has Shadow Death for the Yashiraj, and then he has no answer yet for the 1/1. So let's see what he pulls.
He gets the Savannah, and I even think the Savannah Hyman is a little bit better for Pavel, since now the Shadow Death is not going to kill the Ishars for free, because if you use the Shadow Death right now on the high main, he's still going to get like 2 2/2s, and then it's going to push a lot of damage to the face of Maverick.
Indeed. And I definitely think the high main was the better pull here.
Yeah, definitely.
Because indeed, the Shadow Death can't clear it, and
And even the worst thing is, like, he cannot even kill the Ishar. He doesn't have any board clears. He does not have the Potion of Mana. So this Ishar is going to pull another minion. And if it's going to be a Savannah High main, yeah, this game is probably going to Pavel.
Yeah, he does have the Psychic Scream into Anduin, but I'm not sure if the game is going to go on for that long. Because next turn you have even more power on board. Yeah. He hits for quite a lot now.
He's going to track for even more damage. Now he's probably going to go for the kill command. He wants all that damage. He wants to kill him as soon as possible right now. Does not want to run into the Dragonfire Potion, Psychic Stream turns. Just kill him right now.
You have to win now.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, you know, you have the board now. It's so hard to get it back from this. Like, you know, the only card really that helps a lot here is either Dragonfire or Psychic Scream, and even Dragonfire still leaves up two twos. And then, how much damage is that? That's 4, and then he would have enough, because that's 12 damage if he has Dragonfire. So, yeah, it's really tough for Maverick to get back here.
Oh, King Crush in the deck of Pavel. This deck is crazy, man.
So this might actually be with Cathedral Whisperwind too, right? Because it runs the King Crush, and I think you only run that if you have Cathedral Whisperwind, because it's not like something you want to get from Barnes, because it's only a 1/1 charger.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, this is so much fun. Pavel, what is this deck, man? But he's also having the cat trick up, so even if there's going to be a full board clear, like, there's still the cat trick, summoning a new minion there. There we go, there's the cat trick. And Maverick is going to die here, like, he's going to heal for 5 more. But it's just not going to be enough.
Yeah, it's going to go to 18, and there's, plenty of damage on board.
Yeah.
And then even the turn after, even if he Psychic Screams, he's still dead, because there's will be incoming 2 more damage, so yeah. This is game over, and it will be 1-0 for Pavel. Yeah. So, of course, a pretty interesting deck.
Yeah, and I'm curious if Maverick has an answer for this deck. Like, this deck is not a deck anyone played yet. I didn't see it in the entire tournament. And Pavel come up with his own ideas.
Looking for the offer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he knows he has one already with the kill command, but he just wants to, like, maybe tilt Maverick a little bit with the top deck, and then, of course, always hover.
Oh, Pavel with a little bit of BM here, but... yeah, well done, well done. And Pavel's 1-0 ahead. And
the Priest loses. So we see why that wasn't banned.
Yeah, you see a lot of Priest bans. But I think the Warlock is just like the same power level now as the Priest. So it's like, the Warlock is a new deck. People don't really have a clue how to play against it. They don't really know how to counter it. And Priest is like a deck that's already 3-4 months or even 5 months old. Everybody knows how to play against it.
Of course, but also like playing itself. Can also be like, people are worse at Warlock now than they are at Priest probably, so I think it goes both ways. And we see here the counter queue with the Rogue. I think it's kind of expected, because the Rogue is of course good at controlling a board early, has the Valspine for the big minions.
Whoa, and he tosses away the backstab. It kind of makes sense since Pavel's not playing that early game minions, so the backstab is not really doing anything. And I really like that play from Maverick, knowing his opponent deck really well here. Does not need the backstab. He really needs minions to. And there's the backstab back in the hand.
And we see the Spellstone, and that's a really good card. It's not something a Rogue can really deal with, because it's of course multiple minions, and that's kind of the Rogue's weakness right now. And there it is again.
Wow.
The Barnes turn 4. I think you have some nightmares about it still.
Yeah, this Barnes is always pretty harsh. And can Pavel pull another Ishars? That would be so sick. If you can go Ishars into King Crush, that would be insane.
So we saw last game, he ran multiple minions and still got the best one. So let's see if he gets it.
Can he get it again? No, he gets high main. Still a pretty good pull here.
Don't think you can complain too much about drawing Barnes twice to 4. But now the backstab does have some use, of course. But Maverick also has to think about the secret, of course. What is the secret? Like, you probably know now it's not freezing trap, right? Because Pavel attacked with the weapon into it. So what do you think it can be? It can be like Wandering Monster, so you don't want to attack phase. Be explosive.
Yeah,
and could be cat trick.
It's Wandering Monsters. So yeah, a lot of taunts here for Maverick, but yeah, this high main is gonna do so much work. It's a 1-1 now, but this the 2-2 is gonna come out. It's so hard for.
Do you even want to trade here, or no? He's not attacking. Neat.
I like not attacking. Pavel can easily clear the Serenite Chain Gangs here. What can he play?
A double Unleash too, but
yeah, I like Unleash the Hounds as well, but
can also go for the Spellstone. It's a triple 3/3s, not too bad.
Yeah, especially.
And it's on curve, and then you can attack with the bow maybe, and next thing you have bow plus Unleash. So you play mana efficient. And you play as much as board for possible right now instead of just getting hero power in. Because right now, Maverick is still 30, so one extra hero power doesn't matter too much.
And Maverick is getting behind on board pretty fast right now. Like the backstab and the South Sea deck can maybe clear some, but it's probably not going to be enough.
He has the Sonya though with the patches and the South Sea, so he's going to get those both back. And then he wants to try to have a target for Bone Man next turn, but that's going to be tough. Maybe he's even going to Shadow Step 1, because he wants to have that target.
Yeah, if you can pull the Bone next turn, that's going to be a big tempo swing, but the question is it going to be enough? I think you have to clear right now. Even if you don't clear now, you Shadow Step the patches here, I think the Bone is not even going to be enough.
No, I think you trade here with the minion, or could even do Dagger, I'm not sure. But then you can you probably want to Shadow Step then the deckhand, and then you really want to have a Bone Mare target next turn.
Let's see what Maverick decides to do here. Yeah, I can still trade the patches in to get it back, but he needs that 0 mana minion, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he's going for it. I like it.
Oh yeah, this way is better because then it's the 0 mana patches. He doesn't really need the extra attack with the Bone Mare. And then he has coin patches Bone Mare next turn, and then yeah, only the turn off is a little bit problematic because he still has the Shadow Step and he just hasn't really picked up anything that he can use with the Shadow Step. No Valspine, no I7 agent, and also no Kalaseth.
And a 0 mana 5/5 charge. It's pretty strong here, I think.
Yeah, he also gets a Dark Reaper back, which is quite nice for Maverick. So at least has something, but yeah, it's still looking pretty rough for him.
Definitely because Pavel's board is so wide and it's so hard for a rogue to deal with a wide board. Like it has a pretty good answer for like big minions with the File Spine or like getting value trades off with the Bowmare and all the strong minions they have. But if they go wide like a Hunter does with all those 2/2s and 3/3s on the board, it's so hard to deal with, and they're gonna get poked down so hard. Like he's just gonna trade the 2/2 into the patch. He's gonna summon a bunch of extra mage. Like I even like playing just Unleash here.
Yeah, for 2 extra 1/1s because rogue can't really deal with it, and you definitely want to push damage now. You're running low on cards, and yeah, I think you want to go phase now because you have also the kill command in hand.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's also attacking with the bow because he knows he has that candle shot, and the secrets aren't going to get procced most likely because Maverick is not going to go phase with any minions.
No, exactly, yeah. And I even think Pavel can just ignore the big taunt there. It can just go like kill command phase, hero power,
yeah, he just
hero power. Just needs to survive, right?
He needs 3 hero powers with the kill command. Actually 2 only because he still has like explosive up.
Yeah.
And rogue can't really play around it, so yeah, he needs to basically survive next turn and then he wins. And yeah, I think he's gonna do that. Can he even find the second kill command here?
Is he gonna find it? Nope. Rexar Deathstalker can give him maybe another turn, so maybe he's going for that one.
You don't want that, right? You need the hero power.
Oh,
You need normal hunt hero power. I'm just gonna flanking strike trade, yeah. Yeah, this
Candle shot. Getting him while attacking is so good right now. Saving him from 9 damage to the face, and it gives him 2 damage to the face.
And that's a leave if there's no other taunt. Although he knows there's of course the Dark Reaper, but if you just kill commands hero powers face next turn, Maverick is up on HP, and with explosive up, I don't see a way out. Also because of course Swashbuckler versus Hunter, it's not going to give anything defensive like it can be against, for example, Paladin.
Deathstalker gives him 5 health. That's probably the only one.
I think that's the only one, yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, he skips his turn.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be hard for Maverick. And then it's going to be 2-0 for Pavel with the Hunter. And it's so fun with his own deck, a deck that we didn't see at all at this tournament. Going 2-0 up at this stage of the tournament is really important, I think. And maybe I look at Pavel casually eating some food while playing the game. Like, that's a real world champion, right?
Yeah. It's also not like he has to think about a lot right now. Just going face and see if he can have lethal. Like, the game is basically over for him from his perspective, right? He knows kill command hero powers next turn. Yeah. Maybe he even draws like a minion or a spell that gives a beast, and then he has lethal. And if he not, there's the explosive trap to finish Maverick.
He's going for the Van Cleave, going for the 9 or the 8/8 taunt here. Like
the biggest taunt.
It's not gonna be enough. That's gonna be lethal for Pavel. Kill command hero power right to their face, and it's even gonna be more damage than needed. And 2-0 for Pavel, and Maverick is in a really bad spot. He really need to come back round, reverse sweeping, otherwise he's out of the tournament. And yeah, he's in a pretty bad spot, but we already saw a couple of reverse sweeps this weekend, so
Yeah.
It's definitely not over yet.
We saw the druid left for Maverick.
Yeah.
Not sure what kind of druid it is, but we'll see.
Yeah, me neither.
Probably
Probably gonna be
like
Jade.
Or big druid. I think big druid has been probably popular. I've seen like Thijs do pretty well with it.
Yeah.
And he also got swiped by it, by Nicolina.
Yeah.
So definitely good deck, especially if you play like the O card and you get at turn 9, you get like, you saw with Thijs maybe, you got O card plus the Drakari Enchanter, if I'm correct, and the Dragon Hatchling or something, Dragon Hatcher, and then you get like 2 dragons from your deck. And if it's not against an aggro deck, like it's really tough to get back from that as a control deck.
Okay, well, we saw some Jade cards in the hand of Maverick, so it's gonna be Jade Druid.
And it's the Barnes again.
Oh wow, this Pavel is a really good Hearthstone player. Getting Barnes every single game, it's so important to have. It's such a big tempo. Oh wow, look at that.
Look at that hand. He has a secret next turn into Bow, into Barnes, into Spellstone, and he might even want to save the coin for Katrina Whisperwind.
He picks up the King Cross. That's actually pretty nice, since now you already have like 2 big Hunter cards in your hand, so the chance you're gonna pull Ishar is even bigger than it should be. But Maverick doesn't not have a bad hand himself as well. He has all the Jade cards he wants. He has the ramp with the Wild Growth. He can go for like the branching path, and then he can go Aya, J Behemoth, maybe even Spellbreak or something. So definitely a decent hand for him as well. But yeah, Pavel with the Barnes in hand. If he can pull the Ishar, it's probably going to be over. I think if he's going for Fandro here though.
Yeah. Imagine it's a 1 in 3 right now to pull the Yasharaj, because I expect 2 more high mates in the deck and the Yasharaj. And he gets high mate again, but I mean, still pretty good for turn 4 play.
Yeah, now Maverick can play Branching Paws with all the with all the choose effects. That's pretty funny. But I don't think
that doesn't work like that.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not a choose one, right? It's not like it works. Because it's 3 choices, right?
Okay.
It only works with the 2 choices. Otherwise, it would be pretty good here. Yeah.
Yeah, but still pretty good turn here for Maverick. I even think Maverick is pretty far ahead here, since he has all those big Jade cards. He has the Aya, he has like some removal with the Spellbreaker and a Swipe, and he can heal himself a little bit back up with the Branching Path. So definitely not a bad hand for Maverick. And yeah, this game is, I think, the closest one so far, even though Pavel got the Barnes with the high main.
Indeed, and yeah, I think we'll see Maverick play the Aya next turn, just to have board, and turn after he can even have double swipe, and it's probably going to clear most of the board. But Pavel still has some late game left, of course. He has the double Animal Companion next turn, and then he has Coin Katrina Whisperwind, which is probably going to spawn in high main, and then if it dies, it spawns another high main. So not bad, because also after that there's still the King Crush, but so far I think it's looking pretty good for Maverick though. Because if you just ramp those Jades, doesn't matter what your opponent's going to play, they're just going to be too big.
Depends on... ooh, that's one Huffer. Can he get another one?
No.
No, it's Leok. I think Leok is fine, right? Like, gives you a little
do you
bit more
wanna,
damage.
Probably want to push face here, right? Because trading is just bad.
Yeah, I think you can go with the weapon
bow?
on a 3-3. But like, you also want to keep the bow because you have that secret up. You really want to have those additional bow charges. So important to get those. But at this point, I think Maverick is just not gonna attack your face to give you that extra bow. No, Pavel's even deciding to trade here. Kind of makes sense. Can trade everything out. Go for board control here.
Yeah, I think he's going for board control because he knows he has only minions in hand, and FaZe is not really like gonna win the game with his hand. He knows he needs board control. And then now we see like a pretty weak turn from Maverick. He might does he want to swipe here?
Yeah, I think you do. Like, there's not a lot of swipe targets in your in Pavel's deck. Like, he has Unleash the House, but you don't really have a big board.
Yeah, I think you're out of draw here because you want to get that ultimate devastation for next turn because you have that Jade Blossom. So you want to have to be able to play something next turn.
Unfortunate.
And what's he gonna get?
Mark the loot.
Yeah, it's not really what he wants right now. He needs some Jades or some card draw. UI is of course the best top deck now, I think, because he also can play the Arcane Tyrant with it.
And there we go.
And
the Katrina Winterist Battle Cry. Death Rattle recruit a high main. But the thing is, he has still 2 high mains in deck. The only problem for Pavel is going to be if he picks up the second high main, so the recruit when the... Whoa, but this is actually a pretty sick board for Pavel, and especially with Trekking in hand, he can find another good card next turn, and also on turn 9 with the King Crush. How is Maverick ever going to deal with all this aggression of Pavel?
You have the silence on the Katrina Whisperwind, so that's basically killing a high main.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. And then can you like clear 2 minions here? Yeah, you can swipe the
No, he's going for the board board here.
Oh yeah, he's going for the... Yeah,
Yeah,
he just
like
wants the max board control. And then he has the swipe next turn maybe to trade into the high min and then double swipe to clear the hyenas off.
Yeah, and also if Pavel does not clear, there's actually a lethal threat there. There's 11, 13, 20.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
So a lot of damage on board with the double swipe, 8 damage from the hand. With the hero power, it can be even 9.
We do see the Hunter's Mark and Candle Shot the hand though of Pavel, so that's a pretty good clear. I could even go for Rexhar.
Yeah, I would like it.
He
But
next-
if you go for kill command, your Deathstalker is gone, so you lose a lot of value. And I think Deathstalker is pretty good against Druid, since Druid has a pretty hard time dealing with all those big minions, right? And if you can create every single turn one of those 8 mana, 7 mana beasts, it's so hard for the Druid to deal with.
Yeah, you might want to go for it now because you notice Maverick has a pretty like weak hand now. You saw the Arcane Tyrant for 5 mana played instead of 0, so you know there's like no draw in the hand.
Yeah.
Also no Jades probably, because we didn't see any Jades last turn, so you can kind of expect there's probably like some removal or spreading plague in hand. So yeah, let's go for the kill command though. Yeah, just wants to win the game quickly.
Oh, he's even going face. He's not using the weapon here.
No, he's gonna trade once I think to play around spreading plague, because that's a pretty good card.
But I think if there's spreading plague, you lose anyway, right? Like,
well, not really, right?
oh, he's even going for kill command.
Yeah, this sets up lethal with the King Crush.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Yeah, if even Maverick goes for like double swipe.
But then he's one off. But then the turn afterwards, he needs to top deck something that gives armor.
Yeah, I really like this play by Pavel. Sets up Leto in 1 or even 2 turns. Knows his outs here. But that's even the thing. If he went for the Unleash phase... Oh no, he has Explosive Trap on board. That's why he went for it. Wow.
And that's lethal, isn't it?
There's no way out for Maverick. Pavel's
Well, it's lethal for Maverick.
Is it? Oh wow, it's lethal. Whoa.
Yeah, there's no way out indeed.
Oh, I didn't see it. Okay, I'm blind. Because like Pavel's still on 25 HP, I was like, yeah, how is it even... how can you win? Wow, exact lethal here for Maverick. Wow, well done.
That's why he went for the not to clear last turn, because he knew he had all the damage in hand, and he had nothing afterwards. So he had to choose like, is he gonna rely on his top decks, or is he just gonna go try to set up lethal and win that turn? And worked out for him.
Yeah, really well done. And Maverick is still in the tournament. I even think like J-Druid is one of those decks in the game that can actually sweep every single lineup. If they get the ramp, if they get their Jades rolling, they can win against every single class, every single aggro deck with the Spreading Plague, or even a control deck with the Infinite Jades. So yeah, I think Maverick can definitely pull off this reverse sweep. But Pavel is still a really good player, and he has the Rogue. I think Rogue is the best thing against the Druid, of course, and that's probably why he picked it first.
And we see a pretty heavy hand for Maverick, but once he gets to turn 4, it's gonna start rolling really quickly with the Mari Keeper. Then he has the 6 mana, and then he nourishes together with the Arcane Tyrant. Maybe even picks up like a Wild Growth for Jade Blossom in the meantime, and then he's gonna get really quickly to the Ultimate Devastation. But Pavel doesn't have too bad of a start either, so if he doesn't pick up much, like, could win pretty quickly. Malfurion is quite nice, so that's like one of those cards that just helps so much against aggro, because it can just give you 15 health and give you extra board control or extra life with hero power.
The question here for Pavel is, do you go aggressive here with the coin South Sea Captain, or do you just hero power and save the coin later on? Maybe if you use it for File Spine or combo the Elven? I don't know. It's really hard. A lot of possibilities here for him.
You have to kind of choose what your game plan is now. He's gonna go for the slower game plan. But we didn't see Maverick keep any cards, right?
No, he just mulliganed everything away. But if Pavel goes here for Coin Captain, you also play around the hero power to clear the patch. But you also force your opponent maybe into a Wrath, so he cannot ramp up.
Well, I think I actually always go for the ramp over the Wrath if you can here. Because then you could go like Nourish Wrath in 1 turn.
Exactly.
But yeah, Pavel chooses to go for the aggressive line.
Definitely, I like it. Ooh, and there's a Spreading Plague. That can be pretty handy later on. And really awful here for Maverick. Has to hero power again. But this upcoming turns are going to be pretty strong here with the Maya Keeper Nourish. Curving out into Malfurion Ultimate Infestation. And yeah, Pavel really needs to push as much damage as possible this early on in the game. And if he can get a big board and put Maverick on a low HP, there's a big chance he's gonna take this. But this hand from Maverick looks really, really strong.
Yeah, indeed. He has the RAM cards now and the stabilization tools with the Malfurion and the Spreading Plague.
Yeah.
So that's like a good combo. Because sometimes it's like, yeah, you have the ramp, so you like lose the tempo, but then you don't have those comeback tools. And you only have like the slow cards, like for example Aya, that don't do a lot in stopping the aggression. But he has the ramp into the defensive tool, so...
Yeah, but there's still... Ooh, I think you even go for Wrath Hero Power over the Mire Keeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, to deny all the damage. Like it denies like 6 damage almost. Like,
yeah, it's a lot of damage, and then you curve into Nourish, Arcane Tyrant Hero Power, which also isn't too bad.
Nope.
And then you can turn after you can Malfurion, and yeah, it just stops so much damage by doing it now. And it's definitely
exactly.
worth it.
So now Chain Gang pretty good, especially against Druid. It's a bunch of minions is pretty hard to deal with. You already saw one Wrath, but yeah, this Spreading Plague, Malfurion, Lich King, opening looks so strong for Maverick.
But we do see the double Valspine in hand of Pavel, so yeah, Maverick has to try to avoid playing that Lich King, but he probably knows that because of course I think everybody knows how to play around Valspine right now.
Oh man.
And looks like Pavel's not really gonna play around Spreading Plague, or is he gonna trade the patches in? I think he will trade the patches because Spreading Plague is a little bit too big of a punishment.
Yeah, he can trade actually everything, right? No, he's not. Or is he?
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he is, yeah. I think it's really important to play around Spreading Plague. If you give your opponent like 6/1/5s for only 6 mana, it's just way too strong. And the big question for Maverick is, what do you do here now? Do you go for Mire Keeper and to curve out in the ultimate invitation? I think that's a little bit weak. You can also go for Malfurion, go for Taunt or Poisonous, or even go for Lich King. But I think Lich King is so weak against the Vile Spine Slayer, so...
Yeah, you just lose if he has Valspine here, so I think like probably just get Malfurion there, and then like he trades into it. I think you go for the taunts here because the poison isn't that good. You go for the taunts, like he weakens his minions and probably plays more, and then you have the Spreading Plague plus Hero Power next turn into the Ultimate Devastation. But, we'll see if he values the Ultimate Devastation for next turn, maybe higher.
Yeah, we'll see what Maverick's deciding. Yeah, a couple of possibilities for him. I think Lich King is the worst one. What you say? I think yeah, the Malfurion should be the best here. Also because it gives you the possibility to... Whoa, he's going for the Lich King. That's... Oh, and he gets Army of the Death. That's one of the best.
Yeah, but it doesn't really give much taunts, right?
No, that's true, but later on it can be pretty good. Like if you took over the board with Spreading Plague, go with Army of the Death the turn after, like...
Yeah, but then you probably already have one. I think you rather had something like the mass AoE. And,
wow, why did he go for the Lich King there? Yeah, now he goes for Spreading Plague, but...
Yeah, I was maybe thinking, like, if he's gonna, like, Valspine, he's gonna have such a big board, I can just Spreading Plague afterwards, and then he's gonna have a tough time getting through.
Yeah, but still, now he can curve onto Bone Mare, clear most of the Spreading Plagues, and then Ultimate Infestation is a little bit slow here, I even think. Oh, and look at that Corridor Creeper, the new card that everybody is talking about, and that's so good with all those Spreading Plague and small minions on the board. Now he can go Bone Mare, clear all those small minions, and then he can maybe even curve out. That's not... He cannot play the Corridor right now, but next turn he can go maybe for like a Corridor, Vile Spine, Shadow Step, Vile Spine, something like that. Can go for like a big play there.
Yeah, here we see the Bowman can leave clear 3 of the Scarabs.
Yeah.
And there'll be 2 left, and he has to go for Ultimate Devastation now, right? Even though he overdraws, it's not really relevant in this matchup.
Yeah. I still think the Lich King there gave away so much tempo for Maverick. Like he gave Pavel the opportunity to get a really wide board curving out into the Bowmare, and now he's in a position that he can actually never take over the board, right? Like even if he plays all those minions with Malfurion or even a second Spreading Plague, it's probably not going to be enough since all those minions from Pavel are just too strong to deal with, right?
Indeed. And it's really tough to get back from a board like this as a druid, especially now with the Jades still being 1/1, hasn't played a single one yet. And if you UI the... which one do you UI actually?
The Taunt, of course.
Yeah, but you could UI the Bone Mare if you're afraid of like Shadow Steps.
Yeah, that's maybe true. Yeah, maybe you're right.
But then again, then you can't like Hero Power maybe minion next turn.
Yeah.
I think something can be set for both plays here.
Yeah, Army of the Death, that gives your opponent lethal, maybe? Yeah, that's a little bit too risky, right? Especially since you already have one J Behemoth in hand, so the chance you're gonna get two is pretty small. Oh wow, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that
And
gives
you
him a
also
bunch of
overdraw
tempo.
one less card. Okay. Jade Blossom is not the worst overdraw right now because it's basically just a 3 mana Jade column, which is pretty overcosted.
Yeah, you don't trade here, otherwise your opponent has pretty good. Oh wow. Now you can trade the Vile Spine and the 3-1 so easily into it. 6 damage on board. Is there any lethal chance here?
Yeah, 6 needs to do 11, and I don't see a lot of damage in the hand. I see maximum like 5.
No, you cannot play
SI
double
Shadow
Vile Spine, right? No, it's not gonna be enough.
No.
But like you can double trade, go Corridor, Vile Spine, Corridor. Or otherwise Corridor, Vile Spine, Shadow Step, Vile Spine. Is that a play? Since you already saw Lich King, right? Like what do you want to Vile Spine?
Yeah, maybe also can go for like a Big Fang Cleave here.
Yeah, that's also a possibility. At
This
least a
into
free
Vile
corridor.
Spine, and then you can maybe like Shadow Step the 1/1 even. And then you have just such a huge Fang Cleave, and you know it's
Yeah, oh yeah, he's going to Shadow Step the Vile Spine, then go like SI Van Cleave. That's the thing, I think. Oh no, that's not enough mana, right? That's gonna be 9.
No, you can play the double Firefly. You just played Spreading Plague, so don't maybe run over and play around the second one. And yeah, just gonna be a pretty big Fang Cleave. I think that's a 12/12 or 14.
I also think it's a pretty good read for Pavel that there's no second Spreading Plague.
Still playing around it a little bit.
Yeah, but like
Well, you
if
can't
there was Spreading Plague in the hand of Maverick,
but he just drew 5 cards, right? So it's hard to have that read.
I think Pavel has Spider Sense.
Maybe he does.
Yeah. Look at him. Eating and playing.
This guy's
Having
really playing
Spider
Hearthstone,
Sense.
like he's playing from home.
Yeah, it feels like home here. Yeah. SeatStory Cup feels like home. Amazing. Also this couch pretty nice, right? Like
Indeed.
it's like this. I almost have the same couch at home as well. So,
Pretty good couch.
Yeah, it's a pretty good couch. So Maverick is battling for his tournament life here, and it doesn't look that well since look at the board of Pavel at 12-12 with 3-4, 5-5. It's gonna be really hard for.
He has the
for
Malfurion,
Maverick.
he's gonna survive.
Yeah.
So he can trade and play the Jade Idol.
I think you even have to go for poison, and then you're dead, right? Yeah, it's horrible.
You can't go for it. Yeah, it's so tough to get back. Like you really want to go for poisons, but he's just dead on board. And is that lethal?
I think it is.
Yeah, it's gotta be right.
Back
He's at
stab as
17
a-
health, yeah.
Unfortunate. Unfortunate for Maverick. So that's gonna be it. Pavel takes the win 3-1 over Maverick, and I think this Hunter deck is really, really strong. It was a pretty nice deck to watch as well. Like, but Pavel, yeah, he's a pretty good player. Drawing Barnes every single game.
Then the deck looks pretty strong indeed. I wonder how it looks if it doesn't draw Barnes.
No, I still think it's a pretty good deck. Like, also those new Hunter